Hey, it's Bob Nagan, and in this episode of Real Retail TV, we're going to explore the horrible hot sauce conundrum. So recently, I went to the grocery store and I bought a new hot sauce. And I'm a Tabasco man. I have a couple of local brands that I really like, but I like to try new. I like to try new things. So this particular hot sauce looked interesting. I brought it home and it was horrible. So here becomes the horrible hot sauce conundrum. What do you do with something you're not going to use? What do you do with something that isn't serving you? Now, I can tell you that a lot of people would put this jar of hot sauce in their cupboard and keep it in that cupboard for months, years, never use it, but it's just sitting there taking up space. Let me ask you, how many of you have spices in your cupboard from a dinner party you did 4 years ago? Remember when we had Joe and Jerry over for dinner? And we made that Japanese food and we bought that thing and those spices are still in your cupboard. This is what we call a sunk cost. And the question that I'm asking you to think about is, what do you have in your life that is no longer serving you, that needs to be thrown away? What is the horrible hot sauce in your life? What is the old spices in your cupboard? So let's talk about a couple of different things in retail. The number one horrible hot sauce in retail is old merchandise. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to who desperately hold on to merchandise that isn't moving. Horrible hot sauce. If it's not selling now, it's not going to sell 6 months from now. It's not going to sell a year from now. Yet, how many retailers, I'm looking maybe at you, don't do what it takes to mark it down, get rid of it, and make it go away? Horrible hot sauce. Your inventory can be horrible hot sauce. Mark it down, make it go away. Throw away your horrible hot sauce. How many of you are holding on to team members that might have been great at one time but aren't doing their job right now? Or how many of you are holding on to team members who were never any good, but it would be too much work to get rid of them, or you don't have the emotional fortitude to fire them? But another thing that retailers hold on to, another horrible hot sauce, is team members that aren't giving your customers the service they deserve when they're in your store. Another horrible hot sauce is your beliefs. I've talked about this idea. Last week, I talked about mindset, skill set, structure, that all retail success starts with having the right mindset. And often we have beliefs that don't serve us, but we don't change them. We don't throw them away. We hang on to them because it's something we believe, even though it may not be true, even though that belief may not serve you. Your belief may be, I'm not good enough. I'm not smart enough. Your belief may be, money is the root of all evil. And therefore, subconsciously, as soon as you start making money, you sabotage yourself. So all of these things are what we call horrible hot sauce. So one of my favorite personal development books it's a very old-timey book, and it's Catherine Ponder's The Dynamic Laws of Prosperity. And one of the dynamic laws of prosperity is the vacuum law of prosperity. And the vacuum law of prosperity simply says that something bad must be taken out for something good to come in. The vacuum is, the vacuum is created by getting rid of something bad, something that doesn't serve you, and it frees up space for something good to come in. And the vacuum law of prosperity is a perfect example of horrible hot sauce. So let's talk about that real quickly and use the examples that I just shared. Your merchandise. The vacuum law of prosperity says that you need to get rid of slow movers, because when you get rid of those slow movers, those dogs, you are creating a vacuum. You are freeing up money. You are freeing up a space on your shelf. You are freeing up space in your stock room. You are freeing it up so the right merchandise, the merchandise that will sell, can come into your business. The vacuum law of prosperity when applied to your team. So think about this for a moment. Let's say you have 10, on your schedule, you have 10 lines on your schedule, and one of them or two of them is filled with people who aren't doing what you need them to do so your customers get the service they deserve when they're in your store. Well, until you let them go, until you release them into the industry, you're never going to go out and find somebody new. I hear this excuse all the time. I'm going to find somebody, then I'm going to let that person go. Then I'm going to change the schedule so that they leave voluntarily. No, 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 no. I'm going to recommend to you, if you have somebody on your team who isn't doing what you need them to do, that you give them an ultimatum. Either they come into compliance, either they become an asset to your business, or you let them go. You create a vacuum on your schedule. Because the minute you have that vacuum on your schedule, what happens? You start to work to replace them. You activate all of the recruiting resources you have. So that space, that person has to go before the right replacement happens. And the third thing that we talked about is the mindset piece. What are the beliefs that you have? And I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this. Everybody has a story, and everybody has a unique story. So this is why I love personal development. This is why I recommend personal development to everyone. Because when you examine your life, whether it's through reading books, whether it's through listening to podcasts, whether it's from stilling your mind through meditation, or whether it's when you're journaling, when you're looking at the way that you think, when you're thinking through the lens of other great teachers and speakers, your mind expands, and all of a sudden you go, wait a second, this thing that I believed about myself might not serve me. It's time for me to create a vacuum, to let go of that belief, to let go of that story, and allow the right story, the story that's going to bring you to a bigger, better, more impactful you, to come in. But until you let go of that belief that doesn't serve you, let go of that story that's holding you back, the new story can't come in. So the horrible hot sauce conundrum has its applications all over your life and all over your business. So I'd like you to just sort of, for the next day or two, this is your homework. Look, when you open a closet door and you go, oh my God, it's driving me crazy, what needs to happen is you need to recognize that a whole bunch of the stuff in that closet is horrible hot sauce. And you need to go and you need to purge it, get rid of it, make it go away. So when you open the closet door the next time, you go, oh, that feels great. Your garage, the drawers in your credenza, your stock room, your desk at work. Where is your horrible hot sauce? What are your horrible hot sauces? And, one of the things that I recommend, and I've done this several times through the years, is spend a day with a piece of paper. And every time I encounter something that makes me anxious, like I open a drawer and I feel an immediate anxiety because it's not organized, it's filled with a lot of crap, I write it down. And then for the next couple of weeks, I'll just tackle one of these things, at my leisure. But what am I doing? I am freeing myself up. I am I am creating a vacuum. I am creating space for me to do my best work, for me to think the right way, for me to build the kind of business and life that I know I deserve. I'm going to make that about you. For you to build the kind of business and life that you deserve. So I hope that you found this helpful. I hope that it prompts you to take care of some of the horrible hot sauces that you have around your business and your life. And I would love to hear what you have to say about what I shared with you today. Put it in the comments down below. I'm Bob Nagin, and I'm going to see you again next week.